Jai Swaminarayan. Today we'll be taking a closer look at the entity of Jeev, or the soul. We talked about the Jeev briefly in our previous video, The Philosophy of Swaminarayan Sampradaya. Today, we'll take a closer look at the identification of the Jeev, discuss the Jeev's ultimate purpose, and learn how to get rid of any obstacles which would hinder the Jeev in its attempt to fulfill that purpose. The Jeev is described briefly by Bhagavan Swaminarayan in the Shikshapatri. Bhagavan Swaminarayan states that the Jeev is an entity which resides in the heart. The Jeev is also minute as an atom, and it is a living entity which holds knowledge. The Jeev also pervades the entire body from head to toe, thereby giving life to the body. The Jeev is also indivisible, impenetrable, undiminishing, and eternal. And according to Vedic scriptures, all living beings, including birds, insects, fish, humans, and even trees, have a Jeev. In actuality, we're all Jeev, and we should identify ourselves as the Jeev, but our strong attachment to our body along with our bodily possessions, otherwise known as ahamamatva, creates an illusion which makes us think of ourselves as the body, while in fact we are actually the soul which resides in the body only temporarily. When the soul leaves the body is rendered useless, and that is what we all know as death. The Jeev, as we know it, is given free will by Parabrahm. He is given the freedom to act as he desires, but the Jeev forgets what he is truly supposed to do, and hence makes the determination to act a certain way, and then gets entangled in the consequences of his own karma, or his actions. After giving up one type of body, he moves into another type of body, just as a person takes off and puts on clothes. After the soul moves into another body, he suffers or enjoys the fruits of his past activities, or karma. This cycle of birth and death, rebirth, otherwise known as punarjanma, is full of short-lived periods of happiness, followed by pain and suffering. And as long as that soul is stuck in this cycle of birth and death, he will never experience eternal happiness. Therefore, the Jeev's goal, or its ultimate purpose, is to escape from the cycle of birth and death and to achieve this eternal happiness. So the question is, how can the Jeev achieve eternal happiness? To attain eternal happiness and to never experience pain again is to have achieved salvation. Salvation is directly tied to the Jeev, and the Jeev is said to have attained salvation when it spiritually progresses and goes to the divine abode of Parabrahm, also known as Akshardham. There, the Jeev is a mere servant of Parabrahm. However, he serves Parabrahm with unconditional love and devotion. When the Jeev goes to Akshardham, he is redeemed and no longer has to suffer in the birth and death cycle. He's no longer just a mere Jeev. Rather, he becomes an elevated form of Jeev, which is known as Brahma. And along with this, he's given a divine body, which he uses solely to serve Parabrahm. In Akshardham, the Jeev experiences eternal bliss and happiness, and all of his pain and sufferings are put to an end. There are people that think that moksha, or salvation, is predetermined, to where only a certain few people are destined for eternal bliss and happiness. But that's just not true. Anyone can attain moksha, no matter what caste or creed that person is from. The only thing is, to go to Akshardham, one has to fully surrender oneself to Parabrahm. And to do that is extremely difficult, because there are so many things that hinder us from devoting ourselves 100% to Parabrahm. Such things include our family, our jobs, and even our reputation within society. Basically, anything that keeps one from devoting himself completely to the service of Parabrahm is considered Maya. However, the Jeev must remain strong and overcome the disruptions when conducting bhakti. To do this, the Jeev must learn to control all of his senses along with his mind, and practicing vairagya, which is to detach oneself from everything but Parabrahm, is also a key component in overcoming the ill effects of Maya. And when a Jeev finally does so and devotes himself to Parabrahm, he is said to have attained moksha. Hence, we should all recognize ourselves as the Jeev, which is separate from the body, and we should all continue to work to achieve our ultimate purpose, which is to attain moksha, or carry out our existence in the divine abode of Parabrahm, while serving him with utmost love and devotion. I hope this video was able to clear up any misunderstandings and was able to help you understand what the Jeev is. Jai Swaminarayan.